Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Colin and Ahad of Kongstyle and Gutbust. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, caffeinated crew? Today I'm joined by Ahad and Colin from Gutbust and Kongstyle, respectively. I might have had dinner with my wife and had a few adult beverages. So this is going to be fun.
Let's beverage check. What's everybody sipping on right now?
Yeah, let's do that.
What you got?
What you got?
Dude, I got this shitty ass vape I got from the gas station. That's the only thing I'm sipping on right now.
Are you drinking the juice out of it?
Lysol over here next to me.
Are you drinking the juice out of the vape?
Pouring it
No,
on.
I'm just sipping on it. I'm hitting the vape. Say it again, Colin.
I said, I know you're pouring that vape juice on your tongue. I know it.
I need the buzz, man.
I got that Sprite tea mix.
How is that?
That looks good.
So I like Arnold Palmer's. It's just carbonated Arnold Palmer.
That sounds like it needs Fireball.
I'm straight edge, so like you can have Fireball if you want.
See, that's the thing is I wasn't sure who was straight edge. I guess the X gives it away.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people got some X's and they ain't straight edge no more.
I got Beans X Breakdowns, but it ain't straight edge.
There you go.
Poser. I'm drinking coffee because I'm an insane person.
What time is it out there?
I'm on the same time zone. It's 7:45, 7:48.
Okay.
My man knows none of his geography.
Dude, this man really is in America. What's going on?
Straight up, I'm exactly 18 hours dead north of you. Actually, northeast.
All that matters if you're in the best time, Eastern Standard Time, baby.
That's right.
Damn straight. I can't leave Eastern Standard Time or else my body gets all discombobulated.
It's wrong, man. It's wrong.
I feel like I'm stuck in the future. Yeah, it just feels off. I'm drinking a coffee. Do y'all know that band Spaced?
Yes.
So the bassist John works at a coffee roaster in Buffalo called Overwinter. And I played a show in May in Buffalo, and I got some coffee from that roaster. I don't remember what it is, and I was a little too inebriated to bring the bag in with me. So I'll post it. I think it's a funky Colombian coffee.
Nice. What kind of coffee roast are you what kind of roast do you like?
The lightest.
So isn't it like the light stuff's the not strong stuff, right?
Pussy shit.
False.
The other way around?
So dark roast is less caffeine.
Been lied to.
Yep. Y'all been lied to. So the caffeine, it leaves the coffee the more heat is applied. So that's why cold brew has more caffeine than like a drip coffee.
Okay. Say that like a dark roast has more flavor because if it's been roasted longer?
No. So dark roast is evil. Dark roast is so coffee companies can buy cheaper coffee that's not like Arabica, which is the more flavorful coffee. They buy something called Robusto, which is Robusto. And they roast it really, really, really long, like to like burnt ash fucking long. And it costs them less money and it's bigger beans, so it's technically more caffeinated. But because of the amount that they roast it, it's the same. And it just tastes like shit.
Huh.
So real coffee that you don't need to put shit in is very, very light roast.
So one's made out of bad turds.
Like, did y'all ever go to Octane? I don't know where y'all live in Atlanta.
I'm on the west side.
All right.
Southwest.
I'm outside of the perimeter altogether.
Damn. How far?
I was about to say I'm smack in between Atlanta and Athens.
Oh, you're on the eastern way.
It makes it easy to get wherever you need to go.
My dad used to live in outside of Douglasville, and then he moved to Mableton for a while. So I only know that areas.
Gotcha.
Douglasville's sick though. 7 venue.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh my God. Throwback.
Throwback.
I almost played my first show there when I was in 6th grade.
Holy shit.
Dude, the 7 venue, I love the 7 venue, man. There's just, it always felt like the rooms were, well, the big room was just too big. Like, that's the best way I could put it. And they would put on like locals there too, and I was like, this is too big for this.
The only show I ever saw in the big room that was like, okay, like this needs to be in here was Barbecue Fest when the Chariot played.
Man, I remember Barbecue Fest. They actually brought it back. I think it was last year.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
Where?
I swear to God.
I remember. I was trying to get on that. I was like, yo. It was at a VFW, is what my brother's saying.
Okay, so it wasn't... Well, I don't think 7 venues around at all anymore.
No, they actually demoed that, and I think the highway's over where...
There's a highway. My dad was working at a church in Douglasville for a bit, and Chris, who helped run the venue, he was the bald guy with the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Went to that. I think his name was Chris Redwood. He like went to that church, and they were doing metal church that they used to do that 7 venue. They were doing it at this church called Believers. And he was like, we're looking for another place. We might get this RV repair center. And like they were thinking of building it there, but it never worked out. And I think they just let it go altogether. But I saw some fucking crazy show. First time I ever saw Rebuker before they turned into a Screamo band was at that venue when they were like a week.
Dude, I remember seeing Rebuker. It wasn't there. I caught them in Loganville at the Movement venue.
The Movement.
Dude.
I played the Movement venue.
Rebuker?
I played it.
I just seeing them being like, yo, that they need to be on another level.
Yeah. Was the Movement venue was the youth center for a church in Loganville.
Yeah, it was at Holy Cross Anglican. I worked there from the time they opened till they closed.
Really?
Yes.
So I played there in 2010, 11.
What band?
Me and the Trinity.
Me and the Trinity?
He played with Casey Brown?
He played with Casey Brown?
Who was that? I was in like the first iteration.
So no then. Okay. He ended up being bass player, and I think he might have switched to vocals at some point.
No. Yeah. Timmy's always been the vocalist.
Okay, then it was just bass.
Okay.
It was towards the end. He played with Del Rosa.
I did. I played with Celadora at a show there from Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same night that Attila was playing the Boneyard. So nobody was at our show.
Nobody.
I like talking to people from Atlanta because they know all my references.
I love the Boneyard too, man. I love that, like, how even outside of Atlanta, there were like hole in the wall venues that would still have 200 plus people in.
It's not like that anymore.
No, you got to be. I remember in the group chat they're talking about they don't have a show. They don't want to have shows outside of the perimeter, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. There definitely used to be a lot of scenes dispersed all around Metro Atlanta. I remember growing up so bad.
It was awesome because, like, you're 14 years old. Your parents don't want to drop you off at a hardcore show, but they'll drop you off at some Christian venue. But I mean, it's the same kind of stuff that got us going to shows from the time we were 13 years old, and now I'm 4. So
that's I mean, even Savannah, like, we had that Rocktoberfest shit for a while, and it was like at churches outside of the city for the longest, like 30 to 45 minutes outside of Savannah. That's where the fest was.
Mm.
And like everybody would go. I mean, it was like close to 1,000 people at some of these shows.
What's the Savannah scene like now? I haven't played Savannah yet.
Honestly, so I went back in December and there was no shows, obviously, because it was around Christmas. But I talked to like Nolan and John Edwards, who plays in some bands, but he mixes Terror. He's like their front of house guy.
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, they can't keep any venues open. So they just have house shows.
Hmm.
And it's like SCAD students usually, which is a bummer because when I was 15, we had a DIY that was like in the basement of this pizza joint. and that's where all of us would play. Like I played my first show there when I was 16 for some like a Day to Remember fucking rip-off band.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and we played with Close Your Eyes in that venue, which was crazy.
Really? That's nuts.
That's Brendan Landon Tour's original band, isn't it? Back when he was a Christian.
Who?
Landon Tours?
I don't know who that is.
From Plot New.
He's from The Plot, not my music genre.
I haven't listened to a single album since like what was the one with the I'm Pregnant?
Fuck you.
Wife Beater?
Nah, it wasn't Wife Beater. It was before that. It was like the Father's Seed.
Firstborn.
Firstborn. That's it. 2012.
You tell me there's a band called Wife Beater?
Nah, The Plot and You, they had a song called Wife Beater.
Okay.
Trying to start a band called Wife Beater?
We all wear wife beaters?
Two vocalists.
It would just have to. It'd have to be a beatdown band, but not good.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be like that Unga Bunga Knuckle Dragon bullshit.
Just do like copy Thick as Blood, like riff for riff, and then just have two vocalists. Before we move off of the coffee, because I know that y'all are not super coffee people.
I've been kind of my bad. Go ahead, Colin. Go ahead.
Oh, you got it. You were more enthusiastic. Go ahead.
Oh,
He jumped in.
so I never felt the effects of caffeine at all until I was like 21. I have like I don't know if it was like just bad as fuck ADHD or what, but it was whenever I drank a 5-hour energy for the first time, and I felt like I was on Molly for like 3 minutes straight, and ever since then I've like kind of dabbled a little bit, but recently it's actually been working on me, and I like it, and I'm not gonna call myself a coffee enthusiast at all. I take it, there's like a Keurig thing at work. I pop a K-cup in there, and I chug it. Once I let it sit for like 20 minutes, and then I chug it all in like a few seconds, and I'll do that 2 times in a row just so I can kind of just tweak out at work and focus for a little while.
That's substance abuse.
Yeah, 100%. I got some takes on caffeine. I don't think it's that's a drug right there.
So I have like zero caffeine sensitivity, like at all. Like I probably drink 4 Monsters or 4 Red Bulls like a day, and I literally don't feel at this point. It's just drinking soda. Like I drink it for the taste.
Man, tolerance.
But I've become the white monster.
Is like I've never, even as a kid, like it didn't really. People would drink energy drinks to stay awake, and it just wasn't a thing for me. But coffee, like I love a good coffee, but I wouldn't say like I'm like a coffee enthusiast. But I love like Maxwell House. I used to just get Maxwell House hazelnut.
Monster's like a few molecules away from being coolant for a car, I've heard.
Maxwell House?
No, Monster.
Oh, dude.
Bro, White Monster and Creed, I'm good to go for the day.
There was this like this TikTok going around of like, I think it was Australian, but this dude comes in and orders a Monster tonic or a Monster espresso. So basically they put a white Monster and then they poured the espresso over it.
Sounds like a heart attack.
To me, it sounds like a dream. I would drink that.
Seizure.
I would do it for the bit, honestly. But my guitarist is also straight edge and had, until recently, he cut back. But he was drinking like 3 Monsters a day, like white Monsters. So I think there's something there.
That guy's a car. He needs some coolant.
Come clean.
Delicious.
Everybody's addicted to something.
Yeah, I've been sober for like almost 2 months now, and caffeine's all I got, man. Caffeine and this gas station vape.
Sober or like California sober?
That sounds like California sober.
I wish I could, dude. Probation's got me all screwed up right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're X'd up by the law.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, it's crazy up here. I don't know if this is the case. I'm not trying to assume nothing, but like in Canada, nobody that I know has DUIs. But back home, I know hella people got DUIs.
Man, I'm on DUI probation for marijuana, and I wasn't even high.
That just sounds like America.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, you're in America too. I just learned that today.
They just need that revenue. That's all it is. They want that revenue.
It's 10 grand. Pay it up.
Yeah,
Nah,
pretty much.
Huh?
You get DUI, you got to pay all that. You got to do the classes, probation fees. It's probably more than 10 grand.
Yeah.
I know the fine is 10 and then everything else on top. Because I had all my friends work in bars in Savannah. So they all got DUIs, obviously.
Tell them to quit drinking and driving. That's some fuck shit.
Yo, I mean, I'm not going to admit to nothing and dox myself, but I will say there were some dicey moments when I was mixing at the Jinx in Savannah. Some late nights.
Sometimes
Uber.
you just got to get home, man. I've never.
Uber.
I got a car. No, I don't need an Uber.
I've already watched too many young men die from driving drunk.
I don't do it. I don't do it anymore because I don't have a car. You know what I mean?
I guess that's a plus.
Just take the car away and see what happens. I got a bike though. I don't know if I can hurt anybody on a bike.
Like a
You can
bicycle.
get a DUI on a bike out here.
Yeah, a bicycle, not a motorcycle. You can get a DWI. I had a great uncle that had a DWI because he was always fucked up riding his bike around Effingham County.
I know you can catch them on a lawnmower out here.
I've heard about DUIs on a horse too.
DUIs on a horse seems fucked up because that's just two living beings. That's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't fight that one. Like the horse ain't drunk. He knows where he's going.
That's what I'm saying. The horse knows, right?
He knows.
Like he's trained. All right, this has gone off the rails. Let's start from the beginning, and we can go one at a time, or else this is going to get chaotic really fast. But I'd love to know, why do you like hardcore? How did you get into this? What was playing in the house when you were a kid? And we'll start with Ahad because he's further over to my left.
Yeah, so playing in the house growing up, I listened to, like, when I was like really young, there was like a lot of like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, like brown people, like guzzle music. And my sister was like really into once I got a little bit older, you know, I started to pay a little bit more attention around like kindergarten, first grade, I guess. And it was like right before I moved to where my parents live now. And there was a lot of like My Chemical Romance and like Korn and like bands like that on MTV would play on the TV whenever my parents were gone, and it would be whenever they were playing the music videos and stuff. And so my sister showed me a lot of music growing up, and I was kind of like about most of it. I really liked the like style of it all whenever I was young, but I didn't really like the music too much. I liked like Simple Plan and like Sum 41 and bands like that.
Those are Canadian bands.
That's hilarious. I had no idea till right now.
Simple Plan is from here.
That's wild. I had no idea.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I just had to say that.
I would hear a lot of like Hawthorne Heights and like Chiodos, bands of that era a lot of the time growing up. But it wasn't until my sister showed me, I was in first grade, and she pulled up the MySpace page for Slipknot and word for word showed it to me and said, "Look how gay these dudes are." And she played me Wait and Bleed. Yeah, no, she was like, she played me Wait and Bleed, and I was like, yeah, fuck this is stupid. And I like went upstairs and I like worshipped Slipknot for like years after that. I loved them. Like, probably like, I had a whole website that I made in fourth grade on Weebly.com that was just like a Slipknot fan page website where I just like, it was just like a random website, and every page had like a Slipknot video link and like just description about, I don't even remember what. And yeah, so I was really into like, once I like started to form my own taste, I was like really into new metal. I was really into like Slipknot and Korn, and I liked Marilyn Manson a lot.
Still do.
Yeah, not so much Marilyn Manson.
Still do today.
But Korn got some rippers. Slipknot got some bangers. Yeah, that's all I got off the top of my head. After that, it kind of ventured off into like metalcore, and I I really like the Devil Wears Prada, Motionless in White's early stuff. You know, like after Creatures, I kind of quit paying attention. And damn, I was just thinking of it. Well, after that, I started listening to a lot of deathcore further on in like middle school and high school, and I really liked bands like Die Art Is Murder, Hate whenever it came out. That like consumed me. I really liked Job for a Cowboy growing up. Parkway Drive, August Burns Red, just all the classic bands from back then. Pretty much, I never dove too deep into stuff. I was pretty surface level. But as far as how I got into hardcore, I was like 18, or I was like 19, 20 years old, and I was in a D-beat band for a while. You know, I kind of like found what level of like I saw the pattern of like me just listening to like heavier and heavier music growing up, and it got to the point where like, you know, it gets heavier from there, but it wasn't really something I was into, and I realized that I really liked groovy stuff. And so that's pretty much where I discovered hardcore. I found Kickback and Expire and Backtrack and 6 Foot Ditch were the first hardcore bands I ever heard.
What old were you?
How do you find Kickback first?
I think it was a YouTube recommendation, and I was just listening to a lot of like really like heavy stuff, and it just started. Oh, Ringworm, Birth is Pain. That was also one of the other ones.
That's crazy.
And it was just the side of YouTube I was on, man. I would just sit there and I'd click on the recommended videos and I'd go down rabbit holes, like just trying to find music that I liked. And this is when I was like 19 years old, and yeah, so. I found a Kickback, Less 150 Passions, whatever the hell that album's called, the Red and Black one. It's in French, and that shit just consumed me. Like I still love that album, man. Like
Do you
I
like
could,
Headbussa?
I haven't heard of Headbussa.
You gotta listen to Headbussa.
Is this some more like evil core stuff?
It's like if Kickback kept doing the same shit, but they became more slam.
Okay, yeah. So like I'm not very into like the whole like slammy grindcore like
I'm not either.
Yeah, okay.
It's like it's mean.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. But I those were like the first few albums that I heard. Expire, Pendulum Swings, Kickback, the Red and Black album, Less 150, Passionis Muertes. I don't know how to say, I know I'm butchering it. And Ringworm, Birth is Pain, 6 Foot Ditch, Tale of the Crypt. And I think that's like all the first few albums that just like really sold me on hardcore. And yeah, you know, like on top of that, it's just like the ethos and the community of it all. I love how niche of a community it really is. Everyone in the US in hardcore like really knows each other, and like it's just actually just like a giant ass family, and I love it, man.
What do you have, Colin? What you got?
Can we circle back on the question real quick?
Yeah. What was like I have a friend that has a podcast, and he says soundtrack of your youth. I'm not trying to copy him, but I love this. I love that question. So I'm gonna say, what was like playing in the house that kind of planted the seed?
Okay, so what was playing in the house a lot? My dad is super into Dream Theater, super into prog metal.
Okay.
But he was like a 80s and 90s rocker. He still has like a Christian hard rock band that he plays in. They have out like studio stuff they put out. So hard music was already there, for the time. But I remember being like 7 years old at his shows, headbanging at his shows, and it wasn't even super hard stuff. But
is he in Third Day?
There was a lot of 90s country. Sorry, what'd you say?
Is he in Third Day?
God, no.
Obscure Christian CCM reference.
He's in a band called Aslan.
Wait. Why does that sound so fucking familiar? Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
But there's a lot of 90s country in the house for sure. No way to avoid that, and I'm thankful for it. But what really ushered me into hard music, I would think, in the early stages, would be so my cousins used to live at the house, and one of their boyfriends had a Pantera CD, and that's like, and I couldn't have been but 8 or 9 years old. Hearing that, then knowing that I liked at least the tone of heavier music, for sure. But there was a lot of like, as a teenager, there's a lot of like Norma Jean, a lot of the Chariot, a lot of pop punk and stuff too. But one of the things that I remember getting a Victory sampler disc, and it had Comeback Kid, Bury Your Dead, all that kind of stuff. I couldn't have been but 14, I think. If not younger than 14, maybe 13. I could have been 12. I'm not sure. I'm old at this point, but yeah, I mean, see it like it was like Bury Your Dead, Comeback Kid, Between the Buried and Me was on one of them. But what really got me hooked for hardcore was the first time I heard Violence, Violence by Ceremony. And from then on, that was like, I was hooked on it for sure. I knew that was like they were conveying all my angsty feelings I couldn't put into words, as dumb as it sounds. But it felt nice to have somebody or something that connected with you on the level of being frustrated. Because, I mean, we grew up, I'm not going to say we had a hard life, but we grew up with a lot lesser than other people. So there was a lot of struggle going on, and having music that identified with struggle, definitely.
What was the track on Violence, Violence?
So 3 stand out the most. Throwing Bricks, of course. I Want to Put This to an End. And, oh, crap. Dang, it's fleeting my head. Cursed, duh. What am I fucking, yeah. But yeah, Cursed.
Yeah, Cursed is the best.
It's good. It's definitely very, very good.
That's the Pack Your Fist Full of Hate.
Which I would love to cover one day, but.
That'd be sick. There's one, I can't remember what the name of it is, but he says like, always on my back or whatever.
Yeah.
Always on my back. But it sounds like he says balls on my back.
Every fucking time.
So me and my friends would be like, balls on my back.
And also bands like Trash Talk and Swamp Thing later on really solidified
Swamp Thing.
Angry sounding voice.
That's crazy. I went to school in Birmingham, Alabama. And which is why I went to Barbecue Fest a bunch of times. And it was around that time that Violence, Violence came out. And like I was meeting all of my friends in the scene there. So it was, yeah, it's around, those references are very, that and Gideon.
Gideon, man, I caught them when they were still a Christian band in like a little hole in the wall venue called The Awake.
The Awake?
Yeah, they had that song, Leif Erikson, My God is Love.
Yeah. There was a band called Nothing Till Blood that was like from Birmingham.
What about, what was that band?
Royalists.
Royalists? No, Buckshore Bridge. Are they from there too?
Yeah, Buckshore.
Oh, dude, I don't remember that band. What year was that?
They're from Birmingham. Buckshore Bridge. I think it was Buckshore Bridge is Burning or Buckshore Bridge is Drowning. I don't remember. But
what year? Because I was there.
2007, 2008?
2010, 2009.
2009.
They weren't around when I was there.
10.
But
Because it was when De La Rosa was around too, and Thaddeus.
But they were. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, when I was there, it was like the firehouse was kind of shutting down, like for the second time or some shit like that. And so there was only like I Am Terrified was not a band anymore. Who else? Gideon was like touring nationally by that point. So, and they were still a Christian band, I guess. But like the big bands it was not a huge pick, like crop of bands that was playing. And it was like a really diverse kind of scene, which is cool. But yeah.
Who were like the big locals that you would go see at that point? Like
the biggest one was Nothing Till Blood, but that was kind of like the circle that I was in. because they were like on Strike First Records and like they were super involved with booking shows and everything like that. There was another band called Meadows. Like,
They're pretty good.
I went to ministry school with a bunch of them.
I did a year of ministry school and got out.
Where?
Georgia School of Ministry through the Assemblies of God.
Whoa, you went AG? That's crazy.
I grew up AG.
Oh no.
No, man, our AG was a little different. They were all about the youth movement, if you will.
No, I'm aware. A lot of my friends came from AG, and we would go to Camp Springville. Man, this is a weird web of trauma that is being weaved here.
Well, the thing is being involved in youth group got me more into hardcore because I was going to these Christian quote unquote shows and literally beating the hell out of kids.
Literally beating the hell out of them.
Yeah. They would use it as like their umbrella ministry, you know, getting like, oh, you can be like this and still be involved, and then it was cool because I met some, you know, my best friends, or at the time best friends, through all that.
That's what's weird about being up here is like I'm used to church venues, and here there's like no churches. Like it's strange. So when I moved here, I was like, oh, you only have bar shows where all the like all ages shows at, and they still don't have them.
Yeah, see, that's wild, dude. We've played only a few, less than a handful of shows that weren't all ages, and because I'm anti like 21 and up shows, because I always take my little brother with me. He's 17, but Sully's like he's a mosh warrior.
Uh-huh.
Dude is nuts. Ahad, are you here? Like,
I'm here. Yeah, I just don't know. My camera, I think, fucking kind of shit itself or something.
You look stuck in the Matrix. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. You guys see that? Yeah, it just looks like a blur.
I just have you blacked out on mine.
Oh, yeah, you're blurry.
It is what it is. You said you're using the audio anyway.
I don't use the camera. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, so let me know the Atlanta scene right now, because it's been so long since I was never even going to shows like that up in Atlanta. And I've talked to some people like Kanu from Knife Wound. He's been on and kind of talked a bit about it. But like, how is it going right now? What's it look like?
Feel free to go on.
Yeah. Okay, word. I didn't know if you wanted to take the reins on that one or not. The Atlanta scene, it's like kind of 50-50 for me right now, man. I really miss like what it was like 2-3 years ago right now.
Let me just throw a little bit in here. Atlanta scene is it's awesome. There's a bit of division right now, and everybody feels it. Everybody knows it. But the thing is everybody tries to stay copacetic. Like, they're trying to make sure nobody's stepping on everybody's toes or anything like that. But as for the people itself, like the people who actually make up the culture of Atlanta hardcore, it's awesome. Yeah. You have a lot of younger kids who are coming in learning about things. You got a lot of old heads who are taking a step back, knowing that like we can't take the reins on everything. If the scene shapes a little differently, that's just what it does. You know, there's hardly any gatekeeping in a good way. Sometimes though, you got to throw out a like, hey, don't do this. That's not the way like the culture works. You get what I'm saying? Or like you can't be mad about getting hit or that kind of stuff. Like for the young guys who are coming into it all. Mm-hmm. But the showgoers and the bands have a lot of unity together for sure.
Yeah, that is true.
But I suspect soon that everyone will be working together again to make Atlanta more great than it already is, or greater than it already is, because there is no show like an Atlanta hardcore show. Like it's different, it's rowdy, you know. I mean, it's nuts. It's a giant party, but in a good way.
What was the that big venue that was like the warehouse looking thing? Is it
you're talking about Utility Works?
I don't know. It's like the Doghouse or some shit like that.
Rest in peace.
That was a while ago.
Rest in peace, the doghouse for sure. End it there for $5.
That's wild.
That's where I first played with Ballista 2 and Gates to Hell.
I love Ballista.
Oh, man.
Shout out Edward.
Ballista's super tight. I'm trying to get out there and do a run in Texas with them.
Don't we all want to do that? Don't you just want to tour Texas?
See, that's rough. That's a lot of heat.
I mean, less humidity though.
Yeah, but at this point, I feel like the humidity is the only thing keeping me alive. It's keeping enough moisture on me.
I love the Georgia humidity, man. I went up to New York for like a couple weeks, and as soon as I stepped foot off that plane and that fucking thick ass, sticky ass air just hit me in the face, I was just like, yeah.
I'm home.
I didn't realize how like it really is humid down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People talk about it up here because it's like an island. Montreal is an island in between two rivers, and they're like, the humidity, the 50% humidity.
50? Bro,
I was like,
drops below 80 here.
I was like, bitch, it's 90% humidity always. Winter, 90% humidity.
We have like the same humidity levels as the Amazon rainforest most of the time.
And then my wife grew up in Houston, so we argue about how much humidity is. And apparently Houston is higher on average.
I don't believe it.
That's what I said. I was like, just because y'all got a bayou doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know
Do you
what I
have
mean?
else to add on like the Atlanta scene?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you kind of hit it on the head. You know, I probably was looking kind of trying. I feel like I was kind of a little bit pessimistic about it, but I'm just thinking a lot about like the old days, like not that old of days, but like just like 2-3 years ago. And
The post-COVID boom, is that what you're referencing? When everyone's scene was crazy?
Yeah. And the shows were just so violent, man. I would get home from a show every time I would go, and I would be like getting into the shower, and then I'd be laying down in bed, and I'd just be like so sore and messed up, limping the next day at work. And like, there's days sometimes now, like, I don't even have to take a shower when I get home from a show, man. And I don't know, man. But, you know, it's like Colin was saying, there's a lot of new people coming in, and they're learning the ropes. And there's some bad apples here and there, but, you know, now it's our turn to show them the way, you know?
Yeah, well, hardcore doesn't have to be anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't you like bands from that and bands that make you want to beat the shit out of people?
Absolutely, you can. I mean, show me one tough hardcore kid that doesn't listen to Citizen on like, you know, or somebody like like Ahad said he was into Sum 41 and Simple Plan and things like that. I know that a lot of people, they feel like they have to keep it a guilty pleasure if they like other bands, but like, you don't. You can be into other things other than hardcore.
Into a lot of jazz.
Oh, man, don't even get me started.
Micaiah McCraven and Yusuf Days on rotation.
Dude, Yusuf Kamal?
I don't know
check that out?
No.
It's his. I think it's just a play on two musicians' name. Him being the drummer, and then I think the pianist's last name might have been Kamal. I'm not too sure on that, but it's like a super freaking cool. It's called something Theory. It's if you look it up, it's a album with Arabic black letters on it with a white grayish cover.
That's sick.
But super awesome contemporary jazz album, and his drumming as usual is freaking awesome. But I like a lot of 60s bebop stuff, and I really like a lot of like neo soul and R&B stuff as well.
Yeah, neo soul plays a lot in the house too.
Yeah, definitely over here as well. I've been just now diving into like I don't know. I'm sure y'all could tell me what genre this is, but like the whole Doobie Brothers realm of music, like that stuff that sounds like that. I've been bumping that stuff.
Man.
What is it?
You can just call it classic rock.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I figured it would be something like that. Like a little bit of Billy Joel here and there, and that song "Big Shot." It's a ripper.
Big shot.
Someone needs to do a cover of that,
or just walk out to it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I got I got a couple covers I want to do, but it's hard to get everybody on board with the same cover.
Most definitely.
It's hard for a hardcore band to cover Glenn Campbell's Wichita Line, man. That's a hard one. It's a lot of backing tracks needed. So why did y'all want to do a split together?
Go ahead, Colin.
So for us, we wanted to do a split. Gutbust is the homies. And I think some of it is also the move of dropping an album at this point. I mean, there's no need to drop albums of music when you can just spend some time on some good songs, and you and your friends can put it out together. So that way it's like immortalized together. I don't know. It's a good way to show your friendship with your friends. Like, it's a good way to show other people, like, another band that you also think is up to par with your music as well. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. I mean, you're not going to be on a split with somebody that you don't think sounds good.
Yeah, I would agree. Pretty much sole fact, like, those are the brothers right there, man. And we play a ton of shows together a lot of the time. It's like it's almost like a running joke at this point in the scene. Like, if Kongstyle's playing a show, like, I put like a 75% chance that we're probably on it with them. And in our city,
also a 99% chance that show's gonna be fucking wild if we're playing.
Yeah, and it's gonna pop off. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. And so, I mean, it just made sense, man. Really, it was just really a matter of time. And I think both of us we had some songs just like ready to go. They had the songs recorded, ready to go, but we just had some stuff that we had been meaning to record. And so, I don't remember if it was Debo that brought it up or if I brought it up, but it was just like a no-brainer, pretty much. We're like, yeah, we need to make that.
Absolutely.
That's sick. I love the friendship and the wholesome attitudes. Beautiful.
Don't let it fool you. We're assholes.
There's no way that you're bigger assholes than some people up here. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
That's because they don't have that southern hospitality.
That's why people don't get it. They don't know.
They don't know about biscuits and gravy, and that would make me angry too.
I'll be honest though, I did. So my onstage banter has become ruthless at points, and I was clowning on some people when we opened for Death Threat, and I was like, there's like 100 of y'all in here, and I can see all of y'all, and I know your names. So why aren't you like moshing? And people were like, "Oh, Grayson was being too rough on us. He was being too mean." And they were like, he's fucking joking. Like, that's just how he is. He's American.
Hold on. That's all you said? And people were upset?
Yeah, I was like, are y'all tired? Are y'all being weak? Like, what's up? Like, this is a breakdown.
Some wild shit.
You paid $10 to be in here. Do something, man.
$10? You think they paid $10 to see Death Threat? That's a $25 show.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Straight up. It was Death Threat and Geigen.
Dude, all I'm saying is the live banter, or just addressing the crowd and stuff like that. I wouldn't say I'm mean by any chance, but like, I know bullshit when I see it, and I think Ahad does too.
Mm-hmm.
If you see bullshit, you call out bullshit. Like, you pay $10 to come here and stand in the back and smoke cigarettes outside, then fucking dip.
I mean, Mongoloid's been saying that forever.
Oh, bro. Dude, I fucking love the Mongoloids.
Greg has said some crazy things on stage. And I feel like me being like, hey, friend that I have been knowing for years, why are you not two-stepping right now?
Dude, at our first show, I literally was like, actually, it's almost at every show. I'm pretty sure I say, "Mosh, or I'm going to fuck you up."
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. He said that a lot.
Then
Bod your fucking head.
At our first show, I literally grabbed a man and threw him.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, I don't know, man. I went to shows to go to shows. Like, I went to shows to go to shows.
Yeah, that's real.
Not just to hang out with my friends. I could have done that at home.
My favorite thing is people who go to shows, they only go to the shows that they need to be seen at.
Gross.
Don't you love that?
I hate that.
That's my favorite thing.
Now, there is some... I do respect a lot of us guys who are getting older and have families and stuff like that. We cannot make it out to every show. We can't. Like it's like I got a 3-year-old at home and a wife at home, and we are like no support kind of parents. We don't have someone who can watch our daughter, so we have to pick and choose what shows we go to, or sometimes we'll go and do stuff that she wants to do. So I got to go see like Black Veil Brides or Falling in Reverse, and then I'll drag.
No
her.
way, your lady's into that type of stuff?
Of course, dude.
That's awesome.
But she's also into like Harm's Way, and she likes our music too. But it's like if I went to every show every weekend, I would never see my daughter, and I'd never have time with her because I work 10 to 12 hours a day. So by the time I get home, like today was rare that I'm home this early, but by the time I get home, I can see my daughter for about 2.5 hours, and then it's time to bed. Time to go to bed, man.
That's how my drummer's like that. He's got a 4-year-old at home, and he's like, whenever I'm not working, I'm hanging out with my daughter. I'm like, respect.
That's why we got a new drummer, pretty much.
Oh my god, you just kicked the man out.
No, he did it on his own. And Jack's awesome. We love him. We still.
I'm like you just said. You kicked us to the curb.
Hell no!
Get the hell out of this band, bro. We trying to tour.
Yeah, pretty much. We tried to make it work. Jack. He's got two. He's got a little 1 and something years old, and then he's got a 6-year-old. Like he's got fatherly duties he's got to take care of, and it sucks because Gutbust is really me and Jack's baby. It was actually a 2-piece whenever we were 16, 17 years old.
Like the band 2-piece?
Like the band 2-piece, but shout out the homies, shout out Dusty, awesome guys. But yeah, that's where it all started, man. Just playing that fucking Swayzes had my man sliding across the floor and
bro,
playing bad riffs. Yeah, that place is a relic. R.I.P.
Damn,
my favorite toilet bowl.
Bro, I remember going to Swayzes and seeing my man slide across the floor.
I miss him, man.
Bro, he messaged me, told me he was coming to that show we're playing with Orthodox.
Oh, hell yeah. I hit him up like a few months ago and was just like, what the fuck happened to you, dude? And he's like, I left the scene. I forget why he said, but he was just like,
he had to let go over some family and political issues, things like that.
Yeah, I think I do remember some political talk. But yeah, awesome guy.
I miss hole-in-the-wall venues like that, dude.
There used to be so many.
Yeah.
In the weirdest places, too.
Well, is Drunken Unicorn still around?
It is, but it's kind of like corporate now. I wouldn't even say that. It's just expensive. It's expensive. Some people can pull it off, but it's just kind of tax to go book over there now.
And then what's the Masquerade sucks now, apparently.
Yeah, Masquerade sucks now.
Like, it used to be so sick. I remember being next to it in 4th Ward and thinking I was going to get shot.
Where?
Yeah.
An old 4th Ward at the Masquerade?
No, venue?
The Masquerade.
I guess my audio cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, yeah, you were frozen for a hot minute. You were just vibing.
Yeah, the old, I think it used to be I forget what it was before it was the original Masquerade, but that was the best building, man. It was cryptic in there.
Yeah, man, I saw a lot of good shows in there.
Were you at the last Foundation show?
I was at the Drunken Unicorn. Well, I was at their reunion show at the Drunken Unicorn.
Last time I saw Foundation play was Edge Day 2015.
Oh, so the year before they broke up.
Yeah.
Or disbanded.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Foundation's sick. I wish the people that would show up for those shows would come out and support bands who are trying to make it.
Yeah, that place was, dude, it was crazy too because the first 2 bands, it was a Season End and a Magnitude before them. And, the rooms had it was full, but no one's really moshing and everyone's just kind of hanging out. And then as soon as Foundation starts to set up, it's just packed to the freaking brim like sardines, man.
Which is awesome. It is awesome.
It is awesome, but it's just where were y'all 10 minutes ago,
there's
man?
this many people and y'all only come out for this.
Correct.
Right.
It happens here. You'll see we had Big Boy and Combust play here on Tuesday.
Combust is fire.
Combust is...
Boy.
Yo,
Big Boy is also cool.
Shout out Big Boy. Brandon, big coffee guy, came by my coffee roaster the next day. Everybody got free coffees. That was pretty dope.
Tell him I'm trying to play with him.
I'll do my best. Combust is my favorite New York hardcore band right now.
Same.
Outside of Pain of Truth, but they're Long Island, so it's a little 50-50. But yeah, it's like out of the woodwork. Like dudes that haven't been to shows in like 15 years.
Absolutely.
It's like, where have you been for the past 3 years? We've been doing shows. But shout out Destiny. Be About It. She's booking some crazy shows. It was Steamroll played too, and Apex Predator.
I think they're coming through here in a couple weeks right now.
Apex Predator, Class A stage banter.
I'll have to take some notes.
That man was like clowning on French people.
I was gonna say something about it whenever you were saying that everyone's like dickheads out there, but y'all aren't really like French. You just speak French.
So people here, they're French Canadian, like they're Quebecois is the word for it. And it's like a dialect of French that hasn't changed since like 1690 or some shit like that. Yeah. So
are they assholes or not?
Nah, dude, Quebecois people, they're like French speaking rednecks. It's kind of dope.
That's true.
Like they opened a dive bar like close to my house, and it's like a Quebecois sports bar. And all their slogans are like Maple Leafs hate slogans in French. Because we don't fuck with the Leafs.
Really? Why not?
Because we like the Habs.
What's the Habs?
It's the Canadians.
The Canadian what?
It's the Montreal Canadiens hockey.
Oh, gotcha. We're talking about
But
sports.
I like the Jets.
Winnipeg.
Because they used to be the Thrashers.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single Thrasher left on there, though.
No, they're all they're all not dead. They're all gone.
They're all old.
They are old. I'm trying to get my hands. I got a friend that's got a vintage Thrashers jersey, and I haven't been able to meet up with him and get it, but I want it so bad.
I gave my brother my Thrashers jersey because I'm too.
Are we talking about Atlanta Thrashers?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I have a vintage practice Atlanta Thrashers jersey.
You won't wear it on stage.
Thrashers training camp jersey.
I look like I'm wearing a blanket when it's on me, man. Like I'm like
brother.
I'm 5'11", 135 pounds. Like
I got a Savannah Ghost Pirates jersey.
What the fuck is that?
Dude, I don't know what fucking league they're in, but it's like their minor league hockey team.
It's minor of the minor because it's not like ECHL either.
No, it's bad. Like they built a whole arena out there though for it.
Hell yeah! I think Athens just had the Rock Lobsters.
That is the best name for a hockey team.
Well, hold on. They also have UGA has a school team, and they're the Ice Dogs.
They are the Ice Dogs because they used to play. They played in Savannah every year against Jacksonville or Florida or some shit like that. Maybe it was Florida State.
Maybe so. I know that Ice Dogs. I've been trying to find a jersey, but I don't think they sell things.
My band did a rip of the 1980 National Championship Bulldog shirt that says Bulldog Country on it. And we just did a complete rip off that just says the Bruiserweight and it's got the Bulldog. And then at the bottom it says Montreal Hardcore.
Hell yeah.
And then we had people be like, y'all are from Montreal. Why do you have a Bulldogs shirt? I was like, me.
Y'all remember Atlanta Gladiators? I don't know if there's Gwinnett. Sorry, Gwinnett Gladiators.
Atlanta Gladiators, and they still play. The games are awesome.
What is that?
Really?
That's the ECHL. It's like minors.
Okay.
For a while, they were a Boston Bruin affiliate, and I think currently they're a Coyotes affiliate.
Damn.
Interesting. I never was into watching it, but I like really wanted to play hockey when I was young.
I love watching hockey if I'm at the games. I used to watch hockey like on television, but ever since having a child, sitting down and watching a game is like impossible.
We're watching the Stanley Cup now because we got to root for the Oilers. Fuck the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a dog in that fight.
The fights are cool.
I just like that you can legally fight people.
Yeah, that was like I went to one Gladiator games and I was just yelling, beat his ass,
There's a whole move currently where they're trying to get rid of fisticuffs.
What?
That's un-American.
Yeah, well, so is hockey, but we play it anyway.
Well, what's a hockey fight versus an actual fight?
In hockey, you could fisticuffs or you could knock the other person down where they can't defend themselves anymore, and the refs will call it. But it used to be you could grab their shoulder pads and pull them up over their head, but they got rid of that. So a lot of times you'll see guys reach across shoulder, grab the jersey so that the other guy can't get his arm across, and just throw uppercuts to the stomach till they fall down.
But then you've got like where one guy does that move, but then the other guy does the counter where they both grab shoulder pad and they're just swinging, trying to hit each other. But it's
spinning a lot.
And just spinning around in a circle. And it's just, once you get the spin going, there's no stopping it. Which is kind of what this guy tried to do, but it was more like a lacrosse fight.
I played lacrosse. I was the fastest kid on my lacrosse team in 8th grade.
That's crazy. I like that it's like hockey rules, but it's traction. So you just be fucking fist fighting people.
I didn't know we could fight. They weren't letting us for sure, at least.
I watched the...
I don't let it in any kind of junior league at all.
No.
Wait, so you're saying that it's legal to fight in lacrosse and like the actual lacrosse league?
In league, they do it.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, they throw punches.
Yeah, they got grip on the ground, so I mean they can.
Bro, when they hit you with that stick, the cross check with the stick, dude.
Oh, that shit hurts.
I did an overhead on somebody when I was playing one time. I like brought it up over and fucking smacked him on the shoulder pad. And I got a penalty, big time.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think that's allowed. Just side check, right?
It is just side check, but I thought I was low enough. I was also in like 6th grade, so
yeah, break the rules.
Whatever. What you guys got coming up? I'll let it go one at a time because I realize y'all are not in the same band.
No, you're good, man. So I mean, we're just trying to plan this tour right now. Drop another EP, hopefully before then in September, and that's pretty much it. Just been working hard on trying to get this split out there, and just play some shows here and there. Pretty much nothing super crazy at the moment. It's kind of the game plan.
And y'all playing with Orthodox or no?
That's Kongstyle, but yeah, those guys are. Yeah, Kongstyle is. That's a masquerade show, and it's they don't really they don't book locals very much, and especially not on a show like that. Colin, you should tell them the story of like how you guys got on there,
bro.
With the Dave Blunts thing, dude. That's what sparked it all, right?
I would think so. First, let me go with this. So this is what Kongstyle has coming up soon. Is we have this Saturday we're playing with Hoods and I think Brick by Brick and a bunch of other bands. Our friends in Delta Hate will be there. Our friends in Reviler will be there.
Reviler drop.
We're playing at Utility Works. That's supposed to be a real big show. And then on the 27th, we have the Orthodox show at the Masquerade. And then in July, we're supposed to be having a cool show at the tattoo shop. That'll be sick. And then we're doing a run in July. Like I think it's like 4 days. Yeah, I'm really not good with all the tour dates. I let my brother handle that kind of stuff. I'm actually really, really bad with that kind of stuff. So we hired my brother, he decided after his experience of managing other bands and all that kind of stuff to help us out because we're dog shit at keeping track of things. It's hard enough just to keep most of our members sober. So
why you got to keep them sober?
Because I don't know if you know this, man, but Kongstyle gets rowdy. Like we like to party.
That's dope. How'd you get that show?
Okay, so at one point in time, Dave Blunt said he was coming to the Masquerade. And I don't know who started it first, but they said Kongstyle should play this show. And I kid you not, over 100 people commented that Kongstyle should play this show. Kongstyle should play the show over and over and over. And we actually heard from Dave Blunt's management about it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But we popped up on the Masquerade's radar, and we had played a show at the Masquerade that our buddy Greg had booked. It was all local show. But we filled that room out pretty good, man. Us, Can't Keep Up, Void Eater. I think Pain was on that. But it was all great bands. So I was worried they weren't going to let us play there again because during our set a trash can got thrown, and I tell people to jump off for shit. I don't care. Like, get wild. But so they basically heard our name buzzing, and some way or another, I'd have to ask Devin honestly for clarity, but I think I don't even fucking know how I'm playing this show, but we're playing the show. But I've known Adam for a while. So,
Nice guy.
super nice guy. I met him. It was their first time touring. They were going on tour with Rotting Out, and he had to. He rented my van for a couple days. So this was a long time ago. But yeah. So we're. Dude, I have no idea how I'm playing this shit.
It's a weird fit, honestly, too.
I think what it is they're trying to reconnect the local crowd, like the DIY crowd, because they see we have numbers. Because I mean, there's no way they don't see we have numbers at shows. Like, I don't think there's been a Chop House show where there haven't been 150 people recently. But they see that we're one of the more drawing bands on it. And I think that they want the respect from the DIY community to have a local on it. And we just fit the bill, I guess, for that. Not necessarily music-wise. Because, every band after we play gets heavier and heavier.
Who's all on it?
I know From Joy's on it.
Love that band.
Oh, wow. They're from Texas, right?
Yeah, they're from Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing a run with Omerta coming up.
Yeah, that's that. I think Omerta's on the bill, too.
Love Omerta.
And then, so it's us, I think Omerta, From Joy, and then Orthodox, I think.
Damn. Well, I appreciate you boys. And this has been a wonderful Thursday evening for me.
Oh, yeah, it's been really awesome talking to you, man.
Before I drank this cup of coffee, I had 2 Red Bulls.
Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, but it was with vodka.
Sugar-free or not?
No, it wasn't sugar-free, which was a giant mistake. You know how much shit is in that Red Bull? It's bad.
No.
It's like 30 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than I've had all week. So now I'm like hyper as fuck. I got one more question for you guys before we leave.
For sure.
What is your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Favorite city?
Yeah, and you can't say Atlanta.
For beans and breakdowns. What do you mean by that?
It's like the best beans, best breakdowns.
Got you.
You can say Atlanta. I'm just joking.
Oh, man, I might have to. So I'm not too much of a coffee enthusiast, so I think I'm leaning more towards the breakdown side.
That's fine.
But like I said, I'm purely abusing substances when I'm drinking coffee. But I probably have to go to New York, man. New York or
Traitor.
I'm gonna go with Philly.
Yeah, that was my second choice.
Philly's
When we
good.
played in Philly, the whole room fucking lost their shit. Or Virginia. The Virginia hardcore scene is dope.
Yeah, I really want to go check that out. Well, what's your answer, Grayson?
Montreal. I always say Montreal just because it's.
No, you gotta pick another one. We weren't supposed to say ours.
I said you could say yours.
You said we couldn't.
All right, I'll say what's up. It's Western Mass.
Haven't
Really?
played there yet. Would love to.
Yeah, we played the Hoff one time, and that shit was crazy. The Hoff is
I know it's a lot of like
metalcore.
like emo stuff going on out there too.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like long multi-word band names that are all strung together.
Right.
Yeah, but the dudes, I think it's one of the guys that's in Sandstill. They have like a jam space up there that they book as a venue, and it's pretty fucking sick. And Ralph's, shout out Ralph's in Worcester.
The Worcester Mass.
Oh, Worcester. But we're playing Boston in July, so that my answer might change because Boston's
fun.
Boston is like notorious hardcore city.
Right.
Say this, Orlando. Orlando's fucking nuts.
That's a good one. I like that. I like Florida. Well, cool. I appreciate you guys, and hope to see some cool things coming out from the ATL.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for having us on.
Cool things coming up.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Ahad and Colin for hanging out on this episode. Be sure to check out The Split from Kongstyle and Gutbust, available on all streaming platforms. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.